threatened to do to her and the way the other males had looked at her. The state of the females she had seen there all ran around her head, tormenting her, working to tear down what little strength she had as they terrified her. She wasn't there now. She was free. Almost. She glared at the wire and started biting it again, shaking her head as she managed to get a fang into the loop, working it loose. She had escaped from that place, had narrowly avoided suffering the same terrible fate those females had, and she wasn't going back. She wouldn't let him catch her. She wouldn't. If it came down to it, she would risk hobbling herself. Gods. The thought of shifting back and allowing the wire to cut into her leg sickened her, hit her hard enough that she immediately changed her mind. She couldn't do it. She released the wire when her efforts to loosen it did nothing and flopped onto her side again, panting hard, needing a moment to breathe. She had tried to shift back a few times, to let the snare slice into her ankle, but each time fear had stopped her. Callie angled her head and stared through the canopy of the evergreen forest, past spindly pine and spruce branches and the thicker ones of the firs, gazing at the clear night sky. A million stars spotted it even in the smallest of gaps, the sight of them seeming to calm her as they gave her something else to focus on. A voice in the back of her mind whispered that she wasn't going to get out of this trap without shifting back, without accepting the pain that would come with her transformation into her human form. If she didn't find the strength to embrace that pain and do what was necessary, then Kerrigan would find her. Surely it was better to suffer a short burst of pain that would linger for a few days at most, than subject herself to years of abuse. Years of being used by males who believed they owned her and had a right to her body. Years of living with males who looked down on her, treating her as inferior, as something that existed to serve them. She huffed, blowing pine needles in all directions as her head dropped back to the ground. All wolf packs were the same. Females were inferior, had few rights, and never a say in anything, even in the more progressive packs in Canada. She had thought her pack different once, back when her family had been alive and she had been young and blind to the true nature of it. Then, when she had learned of the European packs and how many of them were making grand, sweeping changes to bring about equality, she had started to take a good hard look at her pack and hadn't liked what she had seen. But even her pack had started looking progressive when she had seen the one Kerrigan ran. At least the males at her family's pack hadn't done as they pleased with females, taking them whether they were willing or not, slaking their urges whenever they struck with little regard for how it made the female feel. Kerrigan treated the female members of his pack as if they existed only to please the males. Callie stared at the trunk of the nearest towering pine, the breeze stirring her black fur. The White Wolf pack were meant to be different, more than just progressive. The alpha there believed in treating females with respect and kindness. He listened to them, even went as far as seeking their opinions about things and involving them in the running of his pack, a pack that was made up of wolves from every corner of Canada, and some from south of the border, too. According to the things she had heard, the pack alpha accepted anyone who came to him, no questions asked. Gods, she hoped that was true. She wouldn't blame him if he did turn her away, though. She was bringing trouble in her wake, something he would have to deal with for her. And the closer she got to meeting him, the more she felt like she was asking too much of a male she didn't know. She wasn't just asking him to take her in. She was asking him to fix her problem for her, too. Callie looked at her leg and the trap. None of that mattered right now, though. If she didn't escape this snare, she wouldn't even get the chance to find out whether the male would welcome her into his pack as he had everyone else. She would never know whether he might have dealt with her problem for her, or at the very least helped her deal with it. Kerrigan would find her and would drag her back to his pack. She pulled herself together, shunning the part of her that wanted to give up, and sat up again. The wire was slick with her blood as she bit at it, getting her fang into the loop again, twisting her body.